Good morning, everyone. We'll begin with the reflections on universal well-being. May I abide in well-being, in freedom from affliction, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may I maintain well-being in myself. Something might be wrong. May everyone abide in well-being, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may they maintain well-being in themselves. May all be released from all suffering, and may they not be parted from the good fortune they have attained. When they act upon intention, all beings are the owners of their action, and inherit its results. Their future is born from such action, companion to such action, and results will be their home. All actions with intention, be they skillful or harmful, of such acts they will be the heirs. Okay? No problem. Okay, so it's okay, the sound. Okay. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Today I was thinking of going over our contemplative listening again and going all the way down to sacred listening. But I thought it'd be nice to do a quick review because maybe not everyone has been following us since 2 years ago. And as we've been explaining this practice, especially when it comes to doing a meditation session. And so here on the board, I wrote up contemplative listening and the 4 kinds of listening that we were trying to explore during this meditation retreat. And I found this is a very useful kind of framework for looking at how we practice. Because I remember when I started to do meditation sessions in the monastery, I had an attitude that I think didn't go to listening. It went to a kind of rigid idealism, a kind of forcing. And so, for instance, rather than somatic listening, when I came to the monastery, I was going to get enlightened, really work hard. And just like, in school, what do we do when we have to study for a test, where we maybe study all night, really read the books, and when it's time to take the test, you're like, can we really do the test? And just like really focused. You finish the test, take a break, and you take your score, oh God, I got like a 93 or something. Then you compare with everyone else, what did everybody else get, And if I did really well, oh yeah, I did really good. I'm
only
very
one,
successful.
93, great.
Yeah, I'm really successful. So coming to the meditation session, kind of came with that mindset. I'm really going to work hard, I'm going to put my full effort in, and maybe get some kind of success. But the problem with that is, number one, what happens? Body's not relaxed. There's a kind of tension. Okay, I'm really going to work hard. Actually, in the meditation sessions, I actually had this contemplation. I was like fighting with my own mind. Every meditation session, like gonna beat myself. See if I can get beat up by myself, or am I gonna win over my body and my mind? Kind of this kind of fighting mindset. And then the second is, rather than empathic listening what's actually going on. I'm coming from a fighting mindset of wanting to win, wanting to succeed, wanting to get something. Can get some state, get some kind of. Actually, state is an interesting word. If we put it into just everyday language, we're just looking for something to confirm that I'm doing a good job. Like maybe I'm gonna have a breakthrough into something, or there might be something special happen. My chi starts to move. Oh yeah, I got something. Right. So second, looking for something. And rather than having a generative listening where I'm able to tune into the whole field on what's going on, my focus becomes very narrow and tight. And ironic, like I don't even know what's going on around me. I'm just so focused on trying to get what I want here that I don't know what's going on. And if in terms of sacred listening, I get more and more wrapped up in myself. And sometimes I might have some kind of insight. I find myself very quiet, which I did, because I was putting so much effort into it. My mind could feel pretty quiet, tight but quiet. And it can be a little bit preppy. I'm really practicing, I can sit long in my meditation, and I'm, other people they have to move around, but I'm really quiet. Yeah.
He's good.
I'm good. I'm a really good cultivator. I'm working really hard. Other people are lazy, but and so, and I could be in the meditation session like everyone else, but rather than doing any of this, I'm in my own projections of what I think I'm supposed to be doing as a quote unquote good cultivator, sitting long hours, really working hard, really working on my meditation topic, very holding it tightly and closely and not letting it go. And the problem is, it didn't lead to actual liberation. It led to what? My breath very tight. At one point, I couldn't really breathe. I was like, my meditation topic is my breath, so this is a little bit of a problem. And I didn't feel like really relaxed and being able to be harmonious with the people around me. I got scolded by Reverend Sure. It's like, something's not working.
I just want to say, as a analogy, you remember the one businessman who came from New York?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm so successful and so miserable. I say, it could be similar
Yeah.
approach. I get all the points. I am, all markers. I sit long. I am kind of good cultivator and so miserable in my heart.
I'm thinking somehow if I just get miserable enough, something might happen to make it all worth it. And what I realized over time was actually that whole way of coming at meditation sessions or practice wasn't the right framework. And rather, what we're trying to do in practice using this, but maybe say the deeper intention is, we're trying to find, you could say, true well-being. We're truly finding a sense of peace and happiness in the heart, in the here and now. It's oftentimes very ordinary, not just for ourselves, but for other people as well. So this sense of well-being is in service to everyone else. And I think if we have that kind of clarity of our intentionality, a lot of things just naturally follow through. So for instance, our body's relaxed, because when we're safe, when we're happy, you don't really see people who are safe and happy and they're just like, they're relaxed, they're cool, And so what this is a relaxed body, and the antidote is to tension. We let go of tension. We let go of this clenching of the body that we can feel, a clamping down. And the empathic listening is an opening of our heart, opening our caring heart. And I think this is actually an antidote for many of the issues we have in current society, kind of irritation, depression, anxiety, cynicism, kind of always critiquing, kind of pushing our part away from and just always critiquing. Right? This empathic heart just opens up, saying, I really want my own well-being in a very sincere way, and I really want other people's well-being in a very sincere way. No strings attached. And this is something we can actually cultivate. And what we find is there's actually a kind of inner warmth, an inner care that we can carry with us moment to moment. And it's actually very ordinary. What to me was amazing was that actually these first two are extremely ordinary. Body relaxed, caring heart, open caring heart. And it's not mysterious. Sometimes I'm in the session and there's this mysterious huato or mysterious this or that, and I'm thinking maybe if I just do it just right, something will happen. It's like, no, actually, very simple. Am I relaxed in the body? Is my heart open and caring? So those are just the first two steps in this process. We talked a little bit about this generative listening, which my sense is as we practice, we become more aware of what's going on around us, not less aware. It's a very simple marker, in fact, right? As we start to practice, do we become more rigid in our views, right? More fixed in our ways of being? Or are we able to tune into what's going on around us and being greater harmony, greater service? So this is our generative listening. Finally, sacred listening. I don't have too much time, but this is reverence for our spiritual nature, reverence for everyone's spiritual nature. And for this is we're letting go of our pride, our arrogance, our kind of self, me being successful, number one, and needing to get, all the good stuff for myself. It's no, I'm here to actually serve everyone's full potential for awakening. And so I actually think this is quite practical because we can bring this to every moment, not just in our meditation, but also in our daily life, even after the meditation session. That we talked a little bit about this before, the generative listening, about how everyone's serving in the monastery as kind of one organism, supporting, harmonizing, allowing us to cultivate together. And Jin Weisher talked a little bit about the dedication of merit plaques and how we all have this, you could say, web of relations inside, that as we meditate more and more, our awareness of our inner field expands. But here, that inner field and that outer field becomes sacred. You could say it becomes a Buddha field. And we're really creating our Pure Land within. So here, service isn't just I'm helping out with the community. It actually becomes an offering. We're doing this in service to everyone's potential to truly wake up. There's a kind of a bowing down. That's why bowing is such a good practice, because it immediately taps into this sense of reverence. Humility. Humility comes from the root hummus, which is ground. It's like touching ground. So we're bowing, we're touching ground, we're lowering ourselves to be really respectful, really caring, really reverential. And that moves us into the realm of the sacred. And we can do that every moment if we want to. When we sit in meditation, as we meditate, it's not about me succeeding, getting some kind of success. So I'm practicing it as an offering to the Buddha, as an offering to all living beings, as an offering to my own nature. And if I can deepen my practice, I can be a better service. I can be a better service to the Dharma, better service in my family, in my community, in DRBU, for those in DRBU, to my teachers. And so to me, this is actually quite practical, because we can see it sometimes around us in people who really embody this heart of sacred service. And what I wanted to share was a recording from one of Jin Weisher and myself's heroes, Jack Verdun, who started a program named GRIP, Guiding Rage into Power. And he works with prisoners in San Quentin who have lifetime sentences. I mean, people who have really tough lives.
Sometimes several killers.
Yeah, killed people, things that are, that we couldn't even imagine. If these people probably walk down the street, we'd probably be scared and go to the other side of the street. Really tough guys. And he sort of sits with them in a circle, and he actually goes through a process where he transforms these people who had a life of violence into a life of peace. And you see it in their faces. They become more gentle. Talk about relaxed. You see it in their ability to open up to their hearts, their ability to be in a circle and care for each other and hear each other's pain and hold it. And my sense is why it's so transformative is because he creates a sacred space for them. And I was wanting to share with you because somebody asks him, at the end of the talk, he's asked him, so what did you get out of this? How did you transform? Right? And to me it was like, wow, his response is quite amazing. So I'll just play it and people can listen. So this is Jack Verdun, the founder of the GRIP program.
you hear me?
Yeah.
This question is for you.
Okay.
I was curious how this work has transformed you.
Gotcha. That had to be the last question. I fall to my knees regularly in gratefulness as to how this work has touched me. You know, service is a real way to knowledge. You know, it's not just, oh, I had it good, let me give something back. It's a path. And for me to have broken through the barriers of class and race and experienced the privilege of being given someone's despair, because that's what it is a very, very incredible gift to me. If you want to be free, you know, help some other people be free. It works really well. And it's great to get off your safu, you know, and shake off your cowboy walk for having sat on it for a while. And we made a lot of mistakes, and none of that matters, you know. So, you know, if you had any thought of doing something that reaches out in service, let me encourage you to go for it, you know. And you may not have the funds and you may not have the structure, and go for it anyway. You will be helped. People will come under you and support you because it's contagious. It's the heal people piece. You see that? And it will lift you. You know, you'd think innocently, somewhat pedantic, maybe even in the beginning, you go in to help other people. Well, that's a lot of smoke and mirrors there. So yeah, thank you.
So a lot of smoke and mirrors. That's our ego, a lot of smoke and mirrors. So I just wanted to share that to say, maybe today we can practice sacred listening to see as we go through the day in the monastery, in the session, can we treat each sit as a sacred offering to our nature, to the Buddhas, to our communities, as we go about our work. May it be dedicated for the welfare of all. And I think if we have this kind of intention and we start to go back out into the world after the session, to me, this is how we transition out into the world. We come out very humble and really there to serve other people from the depths of our heart. And I think that's when people go, oh, wow, that meditation session, I can see this is a good thing for you to do. This is a good thing for you to do, because I can see the depth of care and respect and humanity and goodness that starts to flow out of our hearts. So my sense is now we're in our last stretch, 3 more days, now is a time to start to really look at, so how do I deepen my service right here, right now, that I can then bring to every moment in my life after the session as well. Okay, so that's 3 steps, 1 bow, which is definitely a good practice in sacred listening.
And humility.
And humility, touching ground.